The FIFA World Cup is the most celebrated tournament in global sport, a competition that transcends football to become a cultural, political, and social phenomenon. Held every 4 years and watched by billions, it represents both the pinnacle of sporting achievement and a mirror of world history. Its evolution, from a bold idea in the early 20th century to a vast, modern spectacle, has been shaped by visionary individuals, geopolitical forces, dramatic upsets, and persistent controversies. To understand the World Cup, one must begin with the early development of international football. In the late 19th century, the sport was dominated by the British Isles, where the rules of association football had been written. The most important early international competition was the Home Internationals, a tournament involving England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland that began in 1884. These annual matches were fiercely contested and established the concept of international rivalry. They also helped standardize rules and tactics, laying the groundwork for global competition. However, beyond Britain, football was still developing. Continental Europe and South America were rapidly embracing the sport, but there was no unified global structure. FIFA, founded in 1904, sought to change this by organizing international football under one governing body. The driving force behind the World Cup was Frenchman Jules Rimet, president of FIFA from 1921 to 1954. Rimet envisioned football as a tool for international unity in the aftermath of World War I. In 1928, FIFA voted to create a World Cup, to be held every 4 years. His influence was so profound that the original trophy was named the Jules Rimet Trophy in his honor. The inaugural tournament took place in Uruguay in 1930. Uruguay was chosen because of its footballing success and its willingness to finance travel for participating teams. Only 13 nations competed, as many European teams declined the long journey. Despite this, the tournament was a success. The final saw Uruguay defeat Argentina 4-2 in Montevideo. This first World Cup established the tournament's format and demonstrated its potential as a global spectacle. The next tournaments marked expansion and controversy. The 1934 FIFA World Cup, hosted by Italy, was heavily influenced by the fascist regime of Benito Mussolini. The tournament was used as propaganda, and allegations of refereeing bias and political pressure cast a shadow over Italy's victory. Italy retained the title in 1938, becoming the first nation to win consecutive World Cups. The outbreak of World War II halted the tournament. The 1942 and 1946 tournaments were cancelled, and international football came to a standstill. When the World Cup returned, it would do so in a changed world, reflecting new political realities and a growing global audience. The 1950 tournament in Brazil marked the World Cup's revival. It also produced one of its most famous upsets. In the decisive match at the Maracanã Stadium, Uruguay defeated Brazil 2-1. This event, known as the Maracanazo, stunned the host nation and remains one of the greatest shocks in football history. This tournament also saw the long-awaited participation of British teams. England and Scotland initially qualified, being the top 2 teams in the home internationals. England made their World Cup debut, but Scotland withdrew, claiming that only the winners should qualify. The period from the mid-1950s to 1970 is often considered the World Cup's golden era. In the 1954 final, West Germany defeated Hungary in a stunning upset. Hungary were widely regarded as the best team in the world at the time, but were defeated 3-2. In 1958, the world was introduced to Pelé, whose goals led Brazil to victory at just 17 years old. Brazil retained the title in 1962. 1966 saw England win their only World Cup. The final against West Germany featured a controversial goal that still sparks debate to this day. England striker Geoff Hurst scoring the first hat-trick in a final. The 1970 World Cup in Mexico is widely regarded as the greatest tournament ever. Brazil's team, led by Pelé, played a dazzling style of football and secured their third title with a 4-1 demolition of Italy. After securing their third title, Brazil was awarded the Jules Rimet Trophy permanently. However, the trophy was stolen in 1983 and has never been found. The modern era began with the 1974 World Cup, which introduced a new trophy. The tournament was held in West Germany, and the hosts beat the Netherlands in the final. 4 years later, Argentina repeated the feat, beating the Dutch in the final as host nation. The tournament expanded to 24 teams in 1982, reflecting football's global growth. Italy claimed their third win after beating West Germany 3-1. Captain Dino Zoff, at 40 years old, is still the oldest player to win the World Cup. This era produced one of the most iconic players in history, Diego Maradona. In Mexico '86, Maradona delivered both brilliance and controversy. In the quarter-final against England, he scored the goal of the century.
He has Burchaga to his left and Valdano to his left. He won't need any of them. Oh, you have to say that's magnificent.
And the infamous Hand of God. Maradona would captain Argentina to victory in the final, beating West Germany 3-2. By the 1990s, the World Cup had become a global commercial phenomenon. At Italia '90, a unified Germany got their revenge over Argentina, and at USA '94, Italy lost out to Brazil in the first final to go to penalties, Roberto Baggio missing the vital spot kick. The tournament expanded to 32 teams for France '98, increasing participation and diversity. The hosts won their first World Cup, shocking Brazil 3-0 in the final. Television audiences soared, and sponsorship deals transformed the event into a financial powerhouse. However, commercialization brought challenges. Accusations of corruption within FIFA, debates over the influence of sponsors, concerns about the cost of hosting. The tournament has expanded beyond traditional football strongholds. The 2002 World Cup was held in Japan and South Korea. A Ronaldo-inspired Brazil beat Germany 2-0 in the final. In the 2006 final, French legend Zinedine Zidane would play his final game before retiring. After his penalty put France into the lead, his career ended in disgrace. Red-carded for a shocking headbutt on an Italian opponent. France would go on to lose the penalty shootout, giving Italy their fourth World Cup. The 2010 World Cup was the first to be held in Africa. Spain won their first World Cup. Iniesta's goal, 4 minutes from the end of extra time, enough to beat the Netherlands in Johannesburg. In Brazil, 4 years later, Germany annihilated the hosts 7-1 in the semi-final before beating Argentina in extra time to win their fourth World Cup. Miroslav Klose became the World Cup's all-time leading scorer with 16 goals. When France beat Croatia in the 2018 final, the tournament was held in Russia, despite tensions with Ukraine. In 2022, Argentina beat France in what is regarded as the best final ever. The tournament was awarded to Qatar, but it had to be played in the winter due to the climate. The 2026 World Cup will feature 48 teams, marking the largest expansion in the tournament's history. The World Cup's magic lies in its unpredictability. Some unforgettable surprises include USA defeating England in 1950, North Korea reaching the quarter-finals in 1966, beating Italy in the process, Cameroon in 1990, where they shocked holders Argentina in the opening game, then made it to the quarter-finals. Debutants Croatia achieving third place in 1998, Senegal in 2002, beating holders France and reaching the quarter-finals. From the vision of Jules Rimet to the modern 48-team tournament, the FIFA World Cup has evolved into a truly global event. It has survived war, political interference, and controversy, yet continues to grow in scale and significance. Every 4 years, the World Cup tells a new story of triumph, heartbreak, and unity. It remains, above all, a celebration of football's power to connect the world.